nice to take the mask off, isn't it? Welcome. Thank you all for joining us today to celebrate this important event. It's certainly nice to have some good news to celebrate, isn't it? We've had our share as a country of challenges, so we've got some good news today. I'm Mike Kazmersky, CEO of EDAWN, the Economic Development Authority of Western Nevada, and I want to welcome you to our first ever virtual press conference. And it may not be our last, given the limitations of a world working with a pandemic. So we do have some exciting news we expect to have in the months ahead. Today we're going to announce 3 exciting new companies totaling more than 300 quality jobs with great wages. Also of importance is 2 of them will actually be relocating their corporate headquarters here. And that means a lot to our community when they invest the corporate headquarters piece. These announcements are especially important given our current record of unemployment. Most of you may not realize it, but we have 40,000 people unemployed right now. Huge blow out our record. Now, the good news is things are starting to pick up and some of the people are going back to work, but most economists will tell you a lot of those jobs are not coming back. Things have changed. The world is different, and with the change of what's happening now, it's more important than ever to bring in great new companies that people have an opportunity to apply for, become a part of, and help support. Additionally, these new companies will reinforce our collective efforts to diversify. And diversification is more important than ever. The diversification efforts of our community over the last 10 years have really paid dividends during this crisis. Our unemployment rate is dramatically less than the south part of the state, and we certainly expect, when you look at manufacturing and technology, most of those people are still working. And a lot of those companies did not exist in the north 5 or 10 years ago. So pretty exciting to continue our diversification efforts. We're fortunate to have with us today our Lieutenant Governor, Kate Marshall, to help us welcome these new companies. You may already know that Lieutenant Governor Marshall led the way with Deliver with Dignity in Reno Sparks. As her staff has said, she's good with jobs and food. And right now, those are 2 pretty important things. The program has delivered over 10,000 meals in the past month or so. Just think about that. 10,000 meals to individuals and families who are struggling financially and are at most risk for contracting the virus, including elderly and those with underlying medical conditions. So our Lieutenant Governor is very active, not only in helping the people in need, but helping the people with jobs. So I want to welcome our Lieutenant Governor, Kate Marshall.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you, Mike, for that nice introduction. Thanks for the plug, shameless plug, for Delivering with Dignity. Today, we are really excited because we are highlighting companies who are coming here and bringing, like Mike said, over 300 jobs. I can't tell you how grateful we are and how important this is for these companies to come here. We are living in unprecedented times, that is true, but because of the work of EDAWN, because of the work of the people here in Northern Nevada, our diversification has made it so that it is a little bit easier. There's a little more breathing space here. I can't tell you how much it means diversify, diversify, diversify for our economy going forward. So, all right, I have the pleasure of 3 companies. This is part of diversification. I'm going to start with CEO and founder of Plus Plus, Marco Taranta. Plus Plus is a leading back office technology platform. Basically, it's a peer learning platform that they've taken to scale. So we're talking learning, mentoring, coaching, because we all know that what we can do to build on our knowledge as an asset in our companies is going to be what helps propel us forward. So now I would like Marco to come up, say a few words, and I think we'll have some graphics, right? Thank you. Come on.
Thank you.
Please stay away.
Thank you. So when I started the company about 4 years ago, it was clear from the get-go that it's not going to be a Bay Area local business. The talent was everywhere, and we needed to be remote first from day one. And as we started scaling, we started looking at what would be a meaningful community to expand to sort of find that next place to set up an office to tap into the local talent. And so a couple of criteria that I had going into that thinking at the time was, well, it should be something that's in relative proximity to the Bay Area so that if needed, I can get on a direct flight and fly over and meet people. Physical contact is still important every once in a while. It also should have a relatively good talent pool, right? Some connection to a local university, a place where people are coming out, and we can tap into that and help grow local talent and employ them. And the third one was just the quality of life. It should be a place that has a reasonably good quality of life. So as I started looking at sort of the geography and all those criteria, Reno was one of the top choices right from the get-go. And then through EDAWN, I happened to meet Dawn, our head of sales. And if you think about like expanding and setting up a team somewhere else, it usually starts with a leader, having a leader in the local community that can build a team around him or herself. So we met Dawn, and so hired him to lead that effort. One other thing that it kind of occurred to me when I was driving up here, we as a company have certain core values, and that's being humble, hungry, and smart. And the way I kind of look at the Reno community is I see the community embodying those values as well. It's a very humble, hungry, and smart town, and I kind of feel like that around people here. So that's another thing that resonates with us as a company. So yeah, grateful to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Marco. That was lovely. Humble, hungry, and smart. I like it. All right, so the next company I'd like to talk about and bring up the CEO is Yoko with Jessica Thompson. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you I have a soft spot because I love yoga, and these are biodegradable mats, right? So they're good for the environment. Yoko has also started a Food Trees for Poverty program. So when you buy a yoga mat, you can add $1 and they'll plant a tree in some of the areas of the world that are being deforested, which is also very lovely. Anyway, I'm very glad that they're moving their headquarters to Sparks. We often talk about Reno, but it's really Reno Sparks. So Jessica, if you'd like to come up and say a few words, be grateful. Come on.
Thank you so much for that lovely intro, and thank you for having me. This is a wonderful gathering. I'm so happy to talk about why I love Reno. I'm always happy to talk about it. So Yoko is a sustainable yoga gear company. We currently carry a folding compact travel yoga mat that has an innovative design that makes it more clean and eco-friendly and convenient, and we are now launching a full line of yoga gear that has a cradle-to-cradle philosophy that makes it more eco-friendly. We're aware of how the product's made and then the end of life. So each of the products has an innovative supply chain. And then we're focused on design and make sure all of the products are very beautiful. And I'm actually from the Bay Area. I grew up in California. I've lived all over the world and launched Yoko originally in the Bay Area near my family. But as we attempted to scale, I came to realize that it's a very difficult place to grow a company. It's sort of counterintuitive, but as a responsible CEO and business leader and company owner, I realized that the smart financial decision would be to live somewhere like Reno. I lived here before, back in college, and I know the community. I know the wonderful things that Reno has to offer. So it's been a wonderful decision. Scaling up has just been so much easier since we moved here. The things that I love about Reno are the supportive regulatory environment. Nevada and Reno is very pro-business. It's very supportive for small companies. It has all of the resources that a small company needs to scale. The entrepreneurial community here is very warm and welcoming. It's very easy to meet people. They really want to draw you into their happy hours, and it's very easy to meet other small startups. The community itself here in Reno is very friendly. On a personal level, it's just great to live in sort of more of a small town environment. Hiring has been so much easier. It's very easy to meet great talent. They're very dedicated. They're in it for the long run. They're not constantly looking for another different opportunity. So the team has really grown and congealed, and that's been absolutely a game changer, which you'll know as a business leader, finding the right talent that's really going to stick around and be smart and engaged. And we're right by UNR, so there's a great talent pool right there. I made a list of all of my reasons. Let's see if I hit everything. Quite honestly, one of the biggest reasons is the outdoor recreation and the lifestyle here. We're digitally native, so a lot of people are virtual. And so we have all of the basic business services we need. We're able to work virtually. We have a logistics operation in Sparks, so it's Reno Sparks. It's great if you have like a warehouse and logistics and all that kind of stuff. And then on a personal level, for both myself and then the talent that I want to attract, Reno's an amazing place for outdoor recreation. You've got the lake, you've got the mountains, the Eastern Sierras. So just the work-life balance is much easier, and we really feel like we can sort of breathe and have a better balanced life and really focus on the business a little bit more here. So I think that's everything. I reserve the right to say more nice things, but thank you so much.
Thank you, Jessica. So did you hear that, guys? Really easy to hire and great lifestyle here. I don't think it can get much better than that. Our last company, and we can never have too many yoga mats, so thank you. Our last company of the day is Affinity Development Group, which specializes in customer relationship management. In these trying times, all of our businesses know that one of the most important things is that we understand the value of our customers, we understand their long-term value, and we seek to grow and nurture that. And that's what this company, Affinity Development Group, focuses on. They will be bringing over 200 jobs here in the next 5 years. Remember, easy to hire, so we're looking forward to those jobs. Again, thank you all for being here today. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the great technology we have here with EDAWN, and thanks for these new companies.
Didn't our Lieutenant Governor do a great job? Let's give her a big round of applause. Unfortunately, the team from Affinity Development Group was unable to join us today. Something about a virus and a California lockdown. But they wanted us to really announce their arrival. They couldn't be here, but they wanted us to talk a little bit about them. The Affinity Group is a nationwide market leader headquartered in San Diego, provides customer relationship programs targeted to meet their client needs. What's really exciting about that is their customers include Costco, Ford, Prudential, Aetna, and the list goes on and on. So I'm sure you've heard of those names. Pretty exciting to have someone here with those kinds of relationships. As the Lieutenant Governor said, they're going to be adding over 200 employees. What she didn't say is they're hiring now. They're actually looking at hiring in the very near future, as are some of the other companies we announced today, looking for talent if they haven't found it already. And Jessica, we're excited to hear that you're finding the talent you need, which is really an important thing. So there you have it, plus you go, Affinity Development Group, 3 great new additions to our community. By the way, Marco didn't mention that he sold his previous company to Twitter and then just happened to build Twitter University. So congratulations on that. These companies are just the first of a series of several announcements we will have in the next few months. We have more than a dozen companies now. Just think about that. In this time when nothing's happening, a dozen companies that are getting ready to announce. They've already made a decision, and we're going to have more and more good news for the community in the next 90 days. To our 3 new companies, I can promise you that EDAWN, the Chamber of Commerce, local and state governments, our educational institutions, and the community overall will work with you to help in your transition and to maintain a business climate that supports your long-term success. I want to introduce Nancy McCormick. You can't see her in the mask back there, our Senior VP of Business Retention, Expansion, and Workforce Development, and her team. They're your go-to. If you need help, she'll find the right person to help you. Finally, I want to thank a few people that were personally involved in these projects. Their decision to move their operation to California requires a team effort, and we have a lot of people in this community that work as part of that team to help sell the community. I probably should first thank California, since they're all from California, as you happen to notice. First of all, I wanted to thank the Reno Seed Fund. The managing partners, Gene Wong and Chris Yout, is here representing them. Dave Woods and Matt Grimes, CBRE, for their work with Affinity Development Group, helping them to find a place in South Reno. And of course, our Lieutenant Governor for being here to be part of this event. Finally, members of the EDAWN organization, we have been operational over the last 90 days. Now, we haven't always been in the office, but I can tell you it's been pretty busy. And a lot of companies are sitting around at home wondering, do I really want to do this for the next 50 years or 20 years or 5 years? Maybe I'll take a look at Reno. And so we've had our share of exciting opportunities, as evidenced by those companies we're getting to announce, and over 100 prospects we're working with. The business development team, Stan Thomas, Chris Alt Jr., and Norma Yamanji, for their assistance from start to finish. The EDAWN board and our investors, of course, as a nonprofit, we can't do it without support, and the rest of the EDAWN staff, with a special thanks to Norma and Katie for their work in helping to set up this first ever virtual press conference. So again, congratulations again to our new companies. Welcome to our family. Thank you again for being a part of our virtual press conference, and we'll see you again soon.